Hey guys, so I'm getting ready to pick up my kids from school, but I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you mamas who are in the stage of having tween or early teen boys. And the reason I'm coming to you today is because I just so strongly feel that we have to stand side by side in solidarity to get through this stage. And I just have to tell you a little story. So I dropped off my son for the first day of 8th grade last month. And I was standing there with him, begging him to let me take a couple pictures of him with his friends as quickly as I could because I was so embarrassing, I know. And as I was standing there and I was looking at his friends and them talking together, I saw these moms come in with their 6th grade boys. And they looked all nervous and, everybody's just kind of trying to figure out where their lockers are and what their class schedule is going to be. And I looked at these 6th grade boys and I looked at my son and his friends and I was shocked at the difference. And it took me back to that first day of dropping off my son for his first day of middle school. And I remember dropping him off as this 6th grader and seeing the 8th graders and thinking, oh my goodness, they look like men, like they look like grown men. And I was startled by that. And then here I am now at this stage, dropping off my son at 8th grade and realizing he looks like a grown man. He is taller than me now and has these broad shoulders and it's just crazy. Like if you saw him from behind, you would not know that that was a 14-year-old. And it startled me to think about how much changes in just 2 years. There has been tons of change. And I wish I could go back to that mom, to myself, when I was dropping my son off for 6th grade and tell her, it's going to be okay. You might right now feel like an alien has taken over your child. And now you have this person who replaced your sweet boy who was so fun and happy-go-lucky and so easy to get along with. And now you have this person who's arguing and sarcastic and snotty and rolling his eyes. And you get little glimpses here and there of the boy you once knew, but you feel like there's this invasion. And all of a sudden, you don't know how to interact with this person. And I just want to give you all a little bit of hope and a few tips to tell you that you can get through this and you will get on the other side of this stage. And I am now having the joy of seeing my son just in a matter of a couple years coming to this place where he reminds me so much of the boy he was. And there's so many of these qualities that I'm seeing now that are reminiscent of the little boy that I knew, but they're like the grown up man-child version of them. And it's really, really neat. The other night we were having family movie night and we took a vote and decided we need to make a Dairy Queen run. And so my son said he wanted to come with me. So we hopped in the car and we headed off to Dairy Queen to get some ice cream. And we just talked and laughed and listened to music. And he was letting me play some of my favorite songs and I was listening to some of his songs. And it was just one of those moments where it was like, this is so amazing to sit here next to this person who was this little tiny boy, and just to enjoy the man he's becoming. And there are a few things that I've learned in the short period of time between when he was just entering adolescence till now, and I want to share them with you really quickly. Okay, first things first. So when somebody's being super annoying and driving you crazy and arguing with you and just you feel like you cannot do anything right by them, it's really counterintuitive to want to spend more time with them. But that is exactly what you need to do with your tween and teen sons and daughters too. But I'm just now entering that stage with my daughter. So we're here to talk about boys. But it's so hard because when they are pushing you away, all you kind of want to do is just like let them go and not pursue them, but they need you to pursue them and they need you to spend time with them. And so I just would really encourage you that you're going to have to fight what your tendency might be, which is when someone's just constantly arguing and constantly being difficult, you kind of want to distance yourself from them. But when it comes to our kids, we need to pull them in closer in those times. So a lot of the time when my son and I were having a really rough day, you know, that was an opportunity for me to take him out to get a slice of cake or to go to Starbucks or something together and just kind of do a reset. And it's so important that we do this. It gives them a chance to understand that our love for them is not conditional, and just to have an opportunity to talk and share and laugh and just kind of regroup and get back to the relationship that you're used to having with them. And I guarantee you that you will be surprised that while you may feel like pushing them further away, bringing them in a little bit closer actually strengthens your relationship with them. So the next thing seems really, really simple, but surprisingly, when it comes to tween and teen boys, it's maybe not so simple. The next thing is to listen, really listen. And there are going to be a lot of things that your son tells you that you really don't understand. They might try to talk to you about their video games or technology. My son is a huge like techie guy. So he speaks in a language that I like, it literally is like a foreign language to me. But it's so important that he knows that I am interested in the things that he's interested in. And I feel like with sons, you know, we have to like not be super picky about our conversations with them. We have to just be grateful that they want to talk to us. And the more you're willing to listen to them, talk about the things that are interesting to them, the more they're going to talk to you. And surprisingly, it will open up opportunities for you to have conversations about other things too. So my son and I sometimes talk about technology, and it leads us into a conversation about values and morals and faith and all sorts of other things. And so take the time to listen. It may not be your favorite topic, but if it's important to them, it should be important to you. And you want to have those moments with your teen or tween son, and they get few and far between. And so you need to make the most of them. So really, really, really listen. So this last one is really hard for me, and I am guessing it's hard for you too. I think it's hard for all of us as parents, and that is to pick your battles carefully. I think this is important throughout all of our child rearing stages, but when you have a tween and teen child, picking your battles is never more important. You have to decide what you're going to go to bat for, and you can't go to bat for everything. And so what I've really learned is to choose my battles with my son, deciding what's really important. The fact that he doesn't have a coat on, not important. The fact that he doesn't brush his hair, not important. The fact that he washes his hair, important. And I'll tell you a super funny story. So my son got so tired of me like getting on to him about properly washing his hair that one day I went up behind him and like just kind of rubbed his head like, hey buddy, and his hair felt sticky. And I was like, dude, what is with your hair? And he said, well, you're always complaining about me not getting my hair clean enough. So I thought while I was spraying my deodorant under my arms, I would just spray my head too. Like, ew. Gross. No, 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 no. It's not dry shampoo. This is not how that works. And really only a tween teen boy would think of something like that. But those are the things that are important to us, are the things that are going to help him become a functioning person out in the world, not spraying deodorant on their head. So really pick your battles very, very carefully. And just remember that they might think they have the last word, but you have the final word, and you can decide how much you're going to engage with them. And I would highly recommend keeping that engagement when it's high levels of stress or tension, or you're having to dole out a consequence, keeping your engagement to a minimum, being brisk and short and to the point, and keeping that engagement and that conversation and discussion to a minimum so that it doesn't escalate. And let your son have a second to to gather himself. We always let our son have a moment if he feels like his stress level's rising and he might say something he regrets. We allow him the opportunity to walk out of the room and come back when he's kind of collected himself and to continue the discussion. So pick your battles really carefully and keep those battles to a minimum. Keep them quick, and just really learn how to keep your engagement time short and to the point. Okay, finally, I just want to say your teen and tween boys are so much fun. This is a fun stage. Don't be so afraid of it. Don't overthink it, and don't parent out of fear. This is a stage to be enjoyed, just like the other stages of parenting have been up to this point. And so just because he's not so little anymore doesn't mean you can't enjoy being with him and finding some commonality. And really, honestly, somebody has to be the grown-up in the relationship, and it probably is going to be us grown-ups. And so we have to be the ones to rise above the hormones and the stresses and the ridiculousness, and be the ones to figure out how to engage and how to keep a healthy relationship going between us as moms and our teen and tween boys. And so I just want to encourage you that you are not alone in this stage. It goes by in the blink of an eye. I know you already are aware of that. And for you moms who are just entering that stage, just hang in there and know that you are not alone. Studies have shown that middle school parents of middle schoolers are some of the loneliest that are out there, because it's this weird kind of uncharted territory that we're in. So that has been a burden for me, and that's why I wanted to share this with you today, so you know that you are not alone and that we can do this together. And so go love on your tween teen boys today. Pick up a Starbucks maybe before you get them home from school, and just hang in there and know that we can do this together. Okay? Bye-bye.